Hello, dreamers, and welcome to Dreaming Isle. I'm here to guide you into a calm and magical place tonight. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps bring more dreamers to our little corner of the stars. And if you'd like, share in the comments, what's the world outside your window like right now? Now, find your cozy spot. Let go of the day, and let the story begin. The wind howls like a mourner's wail, carrying ash that stings my eyes and coats my tongue with a bitter tang. I stand at the edge of the hollow vale, a forest where light drowns in shadow, its twisted trees clawing at a sky bruised purple with despair. My boots sink into the mire, each step a whisper of doubt that echoes in my chest, a reminder of my fragility. I'm no hero. Heroes don't tremble at the scent of decay, nor carry the weight of a sister's death, her laughter silenced by fever last winter, a wound that festers in my soul. My hand grips the hilt of my rusted sword, its edge dulled by battles I barely survived, its weight a tether to my failures. The air thickens, heavy with the gaze of unseen eyes, and the forest breathes, its malice curling around my heart like a noose. Something skitters in the underbrush, a creature, or my fear weaving cruel lies. I push forward, driven by a rumor. The veil hides a relic that can unmake death itself, a cruel hope that burns in my chest despite my doubts. A stone altar looms ahead, etched with runes that pulse like dying embers, their glow faint in the suffocating gloom. Blood stains its surface, fresh and glistening, as if the forest itself bled moments ago. I kneel, my fingers trembling as they trace the carvings, their cold biting into my skin like a lover's betrayal. The relic is real. I feel its pull, a cold hook buried deep in my chest, promising salvation or ruin, whispering promises I dare not trust. A low growl rumbles behind me, vibrating through the ground, clawing at my spine with icy fingers. I turn, blade raised, heart pounding like a war drum in my chest. Shadows shift, but nothing emerges, yet the forest watches, its hunger a predator toying with its prey. Each step deeper feels like a surrender, as if I'm offering my soul to the veil's ravenous jaws, and I know I'm not alone. The forest's eyes are everywhere, waiting for my fall. The growl lingers, a vibration in my bones, as if the veil speaks through my marrow, claiming my soul. I push deeper into the hollow veil, where fog coils like a serpent, its tendrils brushing my skin with a cold, sinister caress that chills my blood. The trees lean closer, their gnarled branches whispering secrets in a tongue older than God's, their bark black as charred bone, glistening with damp rot. My lantern flickers, its frail flame too weak to pierce the gloom, casting shadows that twist like specters across the path. I'm a trespasser, and the forest knows it. Its roots pulse beneath my boots, tasting my fear, their rhythm mocking my faltering heartbeat. My sister's voice haunts me, soft yet sharp. Don't go, Elara. Stay. Her words cling like rot, dragging me back to her fevered eyes, her final breath stolen by winter's cold. Regret is a useless guide, yet it dogs my steps, heavier than my rusted sword, its blade dulled by battles I barely survived. A figure emerges through the mist, cloaked in robes tattered as old grief, its face hidden beneath a hood woven of shadow. Its gaze cuts like a flaying knife, peeling back my resolve to reveal the fear beneath. You seek the relic of unmaking. It rasps, voice like crumbling leaves, each syllable a wound that stings my soul. My throat tightens, dry as ash, but I nod, unable to find my voice under its weight. Beyond the hollow heart it lies, it says, where none return, where hope is devoured. I force my voice steady. Who are you? Its head tilts, revealing voids where eyes should be. I am the keeper, bound to this vigil since time forgot its name. Its skeletal hand points to a path where thorns pulse with sickly light, each barb a hungry fawn. Choose, mortal, forward or flee. I step toward the path, my heart a drumbeat of dread, the keeper's laughter cold as a grave's breath. Thorns snag my cloak, tearing flesh, my blood hisses as it strikes the earth, a sacrifice to the forest hunger. Each step feels like surrender, as if I'm not walking but being devoured, piece by piece, by the veil's unyielding malice. The path narrows, the air heavier, and I know the forest watches, waiting for my fall. The path narrows, thorns scraping my arms, their barbs drawing blood that sizzles on the ground, a sacrifice to the veil's hunger. The air grows colder, thick with the scent of iron and rot, as if the forest festers beneath its own weight. My lantern dies, its flame snuffed by an unseen breath, leaving me in darkness that feels alive, pressing against my skin like a shroud. My sister's face flashes in my mind, her eyes lifeless, accusing, driving me forward despite the dread coiling in my gut like a serpent. The clearing opens, revealing the hollow heart, where shadows pool like spilled ink, swallowing all light. A massive tree looms, its trunk split, oozing black sap that smells of decay and forgotten promises. Its roots writhe like serpents, pulsing with a rhythm that matches my heart, as if the veil claims me as its own. At the tree's base, a stone pulses with violet light, the relic of unmaking, its glow both a beacon and a poison, whispering of power I fear to touch. Roots erupt, coiling around my legs with cruel strength, their touch cold as death. A voice, not human, speaks in my skull. Give us your sorrow. I scream, slashing at the roots with my sword, their flesh bleeding black and viscous. The tree groans, a sound that shakes my bones, reverberating through the clearing. My sister's shade appears, woven from mist, her voice soft, pleading, "Let me go, Elara." Tears burn my eyes as I hack at the roots, my blade sinking into their sinew, each strike a defiance of my guilt. The relic's light flares, searing my vision, and the roots tighten, their grip a lover's cruelty, promising release only through surrender. The keeper's words echo in my mind. None return. I'm not ready to pay this price, but the forest doesn't care. It never did. My sister's shade watches, her eyes fading into the dark, and I wonder if I'm fighting for her or for the ghost of my own failures, as the veil's hunger grows stronger with every breath. The roots dig into my flesh, their grip cold and unyielding, as if the veil claims my body as its own. The relic's glow pulses in time with my heartbeat, mocking my struggle with its relentless light. My sister's shade hovers, her eyes hollow pits, her voice a knife. You can't save me, Elara. Each word cuts deeper than the thorns, dragging me back to her fevered cries, my useless prayers, the moment her breath stilled in the cold of last winter, a wound that bleeds anew with every thought. A voice laughs, sharp as shattering glass, echoing in my skull. Your grief binds you. Offer it, or perish. I clutch the memory of her smile, her warmth, the way she braided my hair, and it burns, a fire I can't extinguish. The relic demands I let her go, but I can't, won't, even as the roots tighten, my vision blurring with pain. I see her death again, the fever's cruel grip, the silence that followed, my failure etched in every shallow breath I took beside her bedside. The roots loosen, just enough for me to crawl forward, my hands slick with blood and sap, each movement a battle against the veil's hunger. I reach the relic, its light searing my skin as my fingers close around it, a cold fire that promises everything and nothing. The world fractures, and I'm no longer in the clearing, but in a void, endless, alive with whispers that claw at my mind, each one a shard of my guilt, accusing me of all I've lost. The keeper stands in the void, its hood empty, its voice a hiss. You've paid. Now what will you unmake? I don't know. My mind a storm of grief and doubt, my heart torn between hope and despair. The relic's weight grows, pulling at my soul like a tide, whispering of power I can't control. I see flashes, her laughter, our home, a life unmarred. But they dissolve into the void's hunger, and I know I'm not who I was, not anymore. The void hums, a chorus of whispers that tear at my thoughts, each one a shard of my past, sharp and unrelenting. The relic burns in my hand, its weight heavier than my guilt, its light a faint star in the endless dark that swallows all hope. The keeper watches, its presence a pressure on my soul, its empty hood a mirror reflecting my deepest fears. Choose, it says, voice a blade slicing through my resolve, cold and precise, cutting away my courage. Shapes emerge from the void, figures of smoke, their faces mine, twisted by choices I never made, paths I never took. They whisper my name, Elara, their voices a cacophony of regret that drowns my thoughts, pulling me under like a tide. I stumble, the relic's light flaring, revealing truths. My sister's death wasn't my fault, but my obsession is a chain I forged myself. The keeper laughs, a sound like cracking bone, splintering my resolve further. I want to unmake my pain, but what would I become without it? The void offers no answers, only hunger, its pull as relentless as the sea. I step forward, and the ground reforms, stone, cold, ancient, edged with runes that pulse like dying stars. A door looms, carved with faces that weep blood, their eyes alive with anguish, watching my every move. I reach for it, the relic pulsing in my hand, its heat a warning of what lies beyond. The door's surface is slick, as if coated in tears, and my touch stirs a groan from the stone, deep and mournful. The relic's light flickers, urging me forward, but my heart hesitates, torn between hope and dread. This is no escape. It's a cage, and I'm walking willingly into its jaws, driven by a need I can't name, a longing for something the veil will never give me. The door's faces stare, their stone eyes glistening with bloody tears that pool at my feet, staining my boots. My hand hovers over the cold surface, the relic's heat searing my palm, urging me forward into the unknown. The air is thick, heavy with the scent of old blood and despair, pressing against my lungs like a weight. I trace a carved tear, and the door shudders, its groan echoing in my chest like the cry of a dying beast, a sound that chills my blood. I push, and the door yields, revealing a staircase spiraling into darkness, each step slick with frost or tears, I can't tell which. My boots slip, but I descend, the relic's violet glow my only light, casting shadows that writhe like serpents. The walls pulse, veined with something alive, their rhythm matching my heartbeat, as if the veil seeks to claim me. Whispers grow louder, names, pleas, curses, my sister's voice among them, soft, accusing. Why, Elara? The stairs end at a chamber, its floor a mosaic of bones that clatter underfoot, each one a reminder of those who came before me. At its center, a pedestal holds a mirror, its surface black as oil, reflecting me, older, broken, my eyes empty of hope. The relic hums, urging me to act, to unmake my past, but the mirror shows another truth. I'd unmake myself. The chamber trembles, and footsteps echo from the dark, heavy and deliberate, closing in. The footsteps grow louder, and the relic's light dims, as if afraid of what approaches. My sword feels heavy, its blade chipped and useless against the veil's hunger. I grip the relic tighter, my only anchor, knowing whatever comes is no ally, but a piece of the forest's malice, waiting to claim my soul. The chamber's air grows heavy, pressing against my lungs like a living thing, thick with the scent of decay. The mirror reflects every choice I've buried, every lie, every cowardice, its black surface a judgment that strips me bare. The relic's light cast shadows that writhe like serpents, their hisses blending with the approaching footsteps, slow and deliberate, each one a hammer against my heart. My sword feels useless, a child's toy against what stalks the darkness of the veil. A figure emerges, cloaked in mist, its face a cruel mockery of mine, eyes hollow and accusing. "You seek to unmake," it hisses, voice mine but laced with venom, cutting deeper than any blade. I swing my sword, but it passes through, and the figure laughs, a sound like breaking bones that echoes in my skull. The mirror ripples, showing my sister, alive, laughing, her eyes bright with life I failed to save, and my heart aches with the weight of that loss. The figure grabs my wrist, its touch ice, burning my skin with cold fire. "She's gone." "You're not," it says, and I falter, the relic pulsing in my hand, showing truths. My guilt is a chain I forged, not the veils. I scream, shoving the figure back, and it dissolves, but the mirror cracks, shards falling like tears. The chamber shakes, bones clattering across the floor, a chaotic dirge that drowns my thoughts. Footsteps return, louder, closer, and I clutch the relic, its heat my only anchor. I run toward an unseen exit, the mirror's shards cutting my boots, my blood mixing with the dust. The veil's hunger follows, a predator's gaze, and I know I can't stay. Not here, not with the truths the mirror shows me, truths I'm not ready to face. The bones beneath my feet hum, a dirge that vibrates in my skull, each note a reminder of my fragility and the veil's power. The relic's light dims, as if afraid of the chamber's collapse, casting faint glows on the bone-strewn floor. I run, mirror shards cutting my skin, their edges sharp as my guilt, drawing blood that smells of iron and regret. The staircase is gone, replaced by a tunnel, its walls slick with something that smells of death, warm and pulsing under my touch. The tunnel opens into a cavern, its ceiling a tangle of roots dripping black sap that burns where it touches, stinging my arms. At its center, a pool reflects no light, its surface still as death, a mirror to the void within me. The relic pulls me toward it, but the footsteps stop, and the silence is worse, heavy with unspoken threats. I turn, seeing nothing but darkness, yet the air hums with the forest's hunger, watching, waiting. My sister's shade appears beside the pool, her eyes bleeding black, her form fraying like old cloth. "You can't outrun this," she whispers, her voice a blade in my heart. I grip the relic, its heat faint but enough to ground me. The cavern hums, the roots tightening overhead, as if the veil itself breathes. I step toward the pool, unable to resist, knowing the forest wants my heart, and it might already have it. The pool ripples, and a hand breaks its surface, pale and claw-like, beckoning with a hunger I feel in my bones. The relic's light flickers, urging me closer, but my sister's shade grabs my arm, her touch cold as death. I pull free, but the cavern shakes, roots snapping like bones, and I know I'm not escaping. Not yet, not ever, unless I pay the veil's price. The hand in the pool is thin, its fingers too long, nails black as obsidian, gleaming with malice that chills my soul. The relic's light flickers, barely cutting the cavern's gloom, its heat a faint pulse against my skin. The air is thick with salt and decay, like a forgotten sea swallowing the world, pressing against my lungs. The hand beckons again, and the pool speaks not in words, but in feelings, loss, hunger, eternity, each one a weight pulling me under. My sister's shade stands at the pool's edge, her form solid, hands bleeding black as she reaches for me. "You can't bring me back," she says, her voice sharp, cutting through my resolve like a knife. I kneel, the water cold, alive, whispering of surrender, and the relic pulses, showing it can unmake but also remake in ways I can't control. I whisper, "You're not her," but my chest aches with doubt, my memories blurring with the veil's lies. The hand lunges, grabbing my wrist, its touch fire and ice, burning through my flesh. I scream, slashing with my sword, the blade sinking into the pool, and the water shrieks, a sound that tears at my mind. The hand releases me, but the pool ripples violently, something larger stirring below, its presence a weight on my soul. The relic's light flickers, my breath ragged, and I stumble back, knowing I'm running out of time. The cavern shakes, roots dripping black sap that hisses on the ground, a chorus of the veil's hunger. My sister's shade watches, her eyes voids, and I clutch the relic, my only anchor. I run from the pool, the water's call echoing in my skull, promising answers I fear, pulling me back to the darkness I can't escape. The pool churns, its waves lapping at my boots, each one whispering my name in a voice not my own. The relic's light stutters, casting jagged shadows that claw at the cavern walls, their edges sharp as my guilt. The air grows colder, my breath clouding in the dark, heavy with the scent of salt and bone. Something stirs below, vast and unseen, its presence a weight crushing my soul, a reminder of the veil's relentless hunger. A shape rises from the pool, humanoid but wrong, its limbs too long, its face a void that drinks the light. Elara, it gurgles, my name a blasphemy in its throat, twisting my heart. I swing my sword, but it passes through, splashing water that burns like acid on my skin. The relic flares, showing my sister's face in the creature's form, her eyes pleading. Stop. I falter, my arm trembling, and it lunges, its touch a scream in my blood. I fall, the relic slipping from my hand, hitting the ground with a pulse that shakes the cavern, a heartbeat not my own. The creature hesitates, staring at the relic, its void face twisting in fear or hunger. I crawl toward it, my vision blurring, my fingers brushing its heat, the only thing keeping me from drowning in the pool's call. The cavern roars, the water surging, threatening to pull me under. My sister's shade watches, silent, her form fraying, and I know she's not real, but the pain is. I grab the relic, its light flaring, and the creature screams, dissolving into mist. I stumble to my feet, the pool's laughter echoing, a tide of malice that follows me as I run toward a tunnel, the relic my only guide, my heart heavy with the weight of what I've seen. The relic burns in my hand, its heat is storm in my veins, pulling me back from the pool's grasp with a fierce tug. The creature's scream lingers, a shard in my mind, as the cavern trembles, its walls cracking under the weight of the veil's malice. The pool bubbles, spitting black foam that smells of rot, its hunger a mirror of my own, reflecting the grief I carry for my sister, lost to fever's cruel grip last winter. The air is thick, choking with the scent of decay, and my sister's shade looms, her form rippling like oil, her eyes a cruel lie. You cannot escape, she hisses, her voice a chorus of the drowned, cutting through my resolve. I swing my sword, but it's useless, the blade dissolving into mist, and the shade laughs, a storm of malice that drowns my thoughts. The relic pulses, offering a choice, unmake her memory or myself, a price I'm not ready to pay. I focus on the relic, willing it to act, its light flaring as the shade screams, dissolving into ash that stings my eyes. The cavern shakes, stones falling like rain, and I run toward a tunnel, the relic searing my skin, its hunger growing with every step. The pool's laughter follows, a tide that threatens to pull me back. But I push forward, my breath ragged, my heart torn between hope and despair. The tunnel is narrow, its walls pulsing with veins of light, as if the veil itself breathes. My sister's voice echoes, softer now, pleading, "Let me go." I clutch the relic tighter, its weight pulling at my soul, and I know I'm not escaping. I'm only delaying the inevitable, becoming something the veil wants, something I fear I already am. The tunnel collapses behind me, stone and root crashing like thunder, sealing me from the pool's reach. The relic's light guides me, its heat a blade in my palm, cutting through the darkness. My sister's shade flickers, her voice accusing, "You'll destroy yourself, Elara." I ignore her, but her words burrow deep, stirring doubts I can't shake, each one a thorn in my heart, reminding me of her fevered end and my failure to save her. The tunnel splits into 3 paths, each swallowed by shadow, their mouths yawning like graves. The relic pulses, pointing left, but my gut screams right, a warning I can't ignore. I choose the center, where the air feels heavier, alive with malice that presses against my skin. The ground is soft, like decaying flesh, and my boots sink, each step a struggle against the veil's hunger, a reminder that I'm not in control. The walls glisten, veined with light that pulses in time with the relic, as if the forest breathes my fear. Whispers grow louder, my name, my sins, my sister's voice among them, accusing, "You can't undo me." I swing my sword, and her shade dissolves, but the relic burns brighter, urging me forward. The path ends at a cliff, a chasm below swallowing all light, its depths a void that calls to my despair. I stand at the edge, the relic trembling, my heart pounding like a drum. The chasm's darkness promises rest, but I know it's a lie, a trap woven by the veil. Footsteps echo behind me, slow and deliberate, and I know I must jump, trust the relic, or face whatever follows. My sister's shade whispers, "You'll fall," and I step forward, the void waiting to claim me. The chasm yawns, a maw of endless black, its depths drinking the relic's faint light like a predator. Voices rise, my sister, my mother, strangers long dead, urging me to jump, their words a chorus of despair that claws at my heart. My legs tremble, the relic heavy in my hand, showing her face, her smile before the fever took her, a memory that burns brighter than the light. I could unmake that moment, but the chasm feels like the price, a debt I'm not ready to pay. Pebbles skitter into the void as I step closer, the relic's heat faint but steady, a pulse against my skin. A wind rises, cold and sharp, carrying the scent of salt and bone, stinging my eyes. Something moves below, vast and unseen, its presence a weight crushing my soul, whispering promises of rest or ruin. I grip my sword, its edge chipped, useless against the darkness that waits below, watching me. The relic flares, revealing a bridge, faint, woven from roots and shadow, swaying over the abyss like a fragile thread. The voices grow louder, accusing, "You failed us." I step onto the bridge, the roots creaking under my weight, threatening to snap. Hands reach from below, cold and gray, their fingers brushing my boots, and I slash, but they multiply, their touch a chill that seeps into my bones. Halfway across, the bridge shudders, and the chasm calls louder, its hunger a tide pulling at my soul. I clutch the relic, its pulse urging me forward, my sister's shade whispering, "You'll fall anyway." I run, the bridge swaying, the hands grasping, knowing I'm not ready to fall, not yet, but the veil's grip tightens with every step I take. The bridge sways, its roots snapping like brittle bones under my weight, threatening to plunge me into the chasm below. The relic's light flickers, its pulse weak, barely cutting the gloom that clings like damp rot. The air is heavy with the scent of decay, and my sister's shade flickers, her voice sharp. "You can't outrun this, Elara." I ignore her, my boots slipping on slick roots, each step a gamble against the abyss that yawns beneath, hungry for my soul. Hands emerge from the chasm, gray and bloated, clawing at the bridge with nails like thorns. I slash with my sword, their flesh weeping black, but more rise, their fingers cold as death, brushing my legs. The relic pulses, showing faces, those I've lost, those I've failed, each one accusing, their eyes voids of despair. I scream, hacking at the roots to free myself, the bridge lurching, threatening to collapse under the weight of my guilt. The chasm's voice is mine now, mocking my weakness, whispering that I'm already lost. I grip the relic, its heat grounding me, and reach the other side, collapsing on stone, my breath ragged. The bridge crumbles, hands vanishing into the dark, but the relic's hunger grows, pulling at my soul like a tide. Footsteps echo behind me, slow and deliberate, a reminder that the veil is never done with me. I stand, the stone cold beneath my feet, etched with runes that pulse faintly, like dying stars. The relic urges me forward, toward a tunnel where shadows writhe, promising answers or ruin. My sister's shade lingers, her form fraying, and I know I'm not escaping. I'm only moving deeper into the veil's grasp, where every choice is a surrender. The stone beneath me is cold, etched with runes that glow like dying stars, their light faint but piercing my eyes. The relic's pulse steadies, but my hands shake, bloodied from the bridge, my skin stinging with every touch. The chasm's echoes linger, my sister's voice fading last, a wound that won't close, her fevered face haunting my every step. I'm in a hollow, its walls towering, carved with scenes of sacrifice, figures offering hearts, eyes, lives to the veil's hunger. The air is thick, tasting of ash and sorrow, pressing against my skin like a shroud of despair. The relic pulls me toward a tunnel, its mouth dark, where shadows dance without source, twisting like specters. My sword feels heavier, its blade chipped from battles I barely survived, a useless weight against the forest's malice. I walk, the runes pulsing in time with my steps, their rhythm a heartbeat not my own, as if the veil claims me. The tunnel narrows, forcing me to crawl, the walls warm, like living flesh, their pulse quickening. My sister's shade appears, her form fraying, eyes black as the void. "You're losing yourself," she whispers, her voice a blade in my heart. I ignore her, but the relic burns, showing my hands, stained with shadow, not blood, a sign of what I'm becoming. The tunnel opens into a chamber, its floor ash, and a figure waits, cloaked, motionless. "You've come far, Elara," it says, voice familiar yet wrong, a twisted echo of my own. The relic hums, urging me to act, but my heart falters, torn between fear and the need to know. The figure's presence is a weight, and I know it's not human. It's the veil, wearing my voice, waiting for my next mistake. The figure wears my face, but its eyes are voids, black as the chasm, staring through me with a hunger I feel in my bones. The relic's light dims in its presence, as if afraid, casting faint shadows on the ash-covered floor. The chamber's air is thick, choking with the sin of burned dreams, pressing against my lungs. The figure steps closer, and the ash swirls, forming shapes, my sister, my parents, all silent, judging, their faces accusing me of failure. "You can't unmake without losing yourself," the figure says, my voice twisted with venom, each word a thorn in my heart. I raise my broken sword, my arm trembling, but the figure smiles, teeth sharp as knives. The relic pulses, showing truths. I've been running from myself, not the veil, chasing a sister I can't save. The ash stings my eyes, and I see my hands, stained with shadow, not blood, a mirror of my unraveling. I swing, and the figure laughs, dissolving into ash that chokes my throat. The relic flares, and the chamber shifts, walls bleeding red, their pulse quickening like a dying heart. My sister's shade appears, hands outstretched, her eyes pleading. "Let go, Elara." I can't, my heart too heavy with guilt. The chamber's exit looms, a mouth of shadow, and I step toward it, the relic burning, knowing I'm not whole anymore. The air grows colder, the ash settling like snow, and the figure's laughter echoes in my skull, a reminder of what I'm becoming. The relic's weight pulls at my soul, urging me forward, but each step feels like a surrender to the veil's hunger, a path I can't turn back from, no matter how much I want to. The walls weep blood, pooling at my feet, its iron tang choking the air and stinging my eyes. The relic's light casts crimson reflections, turning the tunnel into a vein of the veil's heart, pulsing with malice. My boots splash through the liquid, each step a heartbeat echoing in my chest, a reminder of my fragility. My sister's shade lingers, her form flickering, eyes empty voids. "You're becoming it," she says, her voice sharp, cutting through my resolve like a blade. I ignore her, gripping the relic, its heat heavy in my hand, a fire that burns without comfort. The tunnel curves, and chanting begins, low, guttural, not human, a chorus of voices that know my sins. The walls pulse, faces forming in the blood, their mouths cursing my name, Elara, each syllable a wound. The relic shows fragments, my sister's grave, my hands digging, my heart breaking, each image a shard of my guilt. The chanting grows louder, and shadows move ahead, too many to fight, their forms twisting like smoke. I raise my sword, but the relic hums, urging me to unmake, to let go of my pain. I resist, but the blood pulls me under, its weight crushing my chest, drowning me in my own guilt. I'm sinking, the relic my only lifeline, its pulse faint but fierce, pulling me toward an unseen exit. I claw forward, the blood rising to my knees, the shadows closing in, their laughter a storm in my skull. The relic burns brighter, and the tunnel opens, revealing a faint light, a promise or a trap. I stumble toward it, my sister's shade watching, her voice a whisper, "You can't escape." I know she's right, but I move, driven by the relic's hunger, deeper into the veil's grasp. The blood drags me down, its weight crushing my lungs, cold as death itself. I thrash, the relics light a faint beacon in the dark, its heat a pulse against my skin. The chanting surrounds me, a chorus of voices that know my sins, my sisters among them, accusing, "You failed." I scream, swallowing bitter liquid, my throat burning with the taste of iron and regret. The relic flares, and the water shrieks, parting, allowing me to break the surface, gasping in a hall carved with eyes that watch, unblinking. The shadows move closer, humanoid but wrong, their limbs bending backward, their faces voids. They chant my name, Elara, each syllable a wound that bleeds my resolve. I swing my sword, but it passes through, and they laugh, a storm of malice that drowns my thoughts. The relic pulses, offering a choice, unmake them or myself, a price I'm not ready to pay. I focus, and the shadows scream, dissolving into ash, but the hall shakes, eyes weeping blood. I run, the relic searing my skin, its hunger growing with every step. The floor cracks, and I leap toward an exit, the eyes gaze burning my back like a brand. The chanting doesn't stop, it's inside me now, a part of my blood, a reminder of what I'm becoming. The air grows colder, the light ahead dim, and I know I'm not escaping. I'm only moving deeper into the veil's heart. The exit leads to a narrow path, its walls pulsing with veins of light, as if the forest breathes my fear. My sister's shade follows, silent, her presence a weight I can't shake. I clutch the relic, its pulse urging me forward, toward a fate I can't see, but one I know will cost me everything I have left. The floor splinters, each crack glowing with sickly light that stings my eyes like a curse. The relic burns, its pulse erratic, like a heart failing under the veil's weight. The hall stretches endlessly, its walls pulsing with eyes that follow my every step, their gaze a judgment I can't escape. My sister's voice whispers doubts, "You're not enough." I grip the relic, its heat grounding me, but my legs tremble, my body heavy with the weight of her loss. Bodies twist in the cracks, half-formed, reaching for me with hands I recognize. My own, my failures made flesh. The relic shows their truth. Seekers like me, consumed by their desires, trapped in the veil's hunger. The eyes speak, a chorus of judgment. "You'll fail, Elara." I crawl as the hall narrows, the walls closing in, warm and alive. Their pulse a heartbeat not my own, threatening to crush me. A door appears, rusted, leaking smoke that smells of charred bone, acrid and choking. I reach for it, but the floor lurches and hands erupt, grabbing my wrists, their touch cold, familiar, my guilt. I scream, pulling free, and the door opens, smoke swallowing me whole. The relic hums, its light faint, urging me forward, but I know this is no escape. It's a deeper trap. The smoke stings my eyes, and the relic's pulse quickens, as if sensing what lies beyond. My sister's shade lingers, her form fraying, her voice a whisper, "You're already lost." I step through the door, the air colder, heavier, the veil's hunger a constant weight, pulling me toward a fate I can't yet see, but one I know I can't avoid. The smoke chokes me, thick with the scent of charred bone, burning my throat and stinging my eyes. The relic's light is a faint ember, barely cutting the haze, its heat a pulse against my skin. The ground is uneven, like walking on skulls, each step crunching, a reminder of those who fell before me. My own voice whispers my failures. You let her die. I grip my teeth, clutching the relic, its weight grounding me as I move deeper into the veil's heart. The smoke parts, revealing a shrine, its altar blackened, surrounded by candles that burn without flame, their light cold and unyielding. A hooded figure kneels there, silent, its presence a weight on my soul, heavy as my guilt. I approach, sword ready, but it doesn't move. What do you want? I ask, voice hoarse, trembling. It turns, its face mine, but older, scarred, eyes empty. To unmake, it says, voice hollow, echoing my own fears. The relic pulses, showing my future, a husk-wielding power I can't control, a shadow of myself. I swing, but the blade stops, frozen in the air, and the figure vanishes, dissolving into smoke. The candles flare, and the shrine shakes, stones cracking like bones. I run, the relic my only guide, its heat searing my palm, urging me toward an unseen exit, away from the shrine's curse. The smoke thickens, and the relic's light dims, but I push forward, the air growing colder, heavier with despair. My sister's shade follows, silent, her presence a wound that won't close. The veil's hunger is everywhere, pulling at my soul, and I know I'm not escaping. I'm only moving closer to its jaws, where every step is a surrender. The candles burn brighter, their cold light casting shadows that twist into claws, reaching for me with hunger. The relic hums, its weight pulling at my soul, urging me to act, to unmake my pain. The shrine's altar is etched with runes, pulsing like veins, their rhythm a heartbeat not my own, a reminder of the veil's power. I trace them, and the air screams, a sound that rakes my mind, tearing at my sanity, threatening to unravel me completely. My sister's shade appears, her form fraying, eyes black as the void, her smile sharp as a blade. You're not her, I whisper, but she laughs, teeth gleaming, cutting through my resolve. The relic shows her death again, vivid, cruel, her fevered cries, my useless hands, the silence that broke me. Tears burn my eyes as I clutch the relic, its heat searing, a fire that offers no warmth, only pain and the promise of power. The altar cracks, blood seeping, pooling at my feet, its iron tang choking the air. A door appears behind it, its frame glowing with frost, promising escape or doom. I can't tell which. I run, the shadows chasing, their laughter a blade in my heart, cutting deeper with every step. The relic urges me forward, its pulse quickening, but the veil's hunger follows, relentless, a predator that knows I'm already caught. I push through the door, the cold swallowing me, the air sharp as knives against my skin. The shadows linger, their claws brushing my back, and I know I'm not free, not yet, not ever. The relic's light fades, leaving me in darkness, my sister's shade whispering, you'll lose everything, and I fear she's right. The cold bites, sharper than any blade, freezing my breath on my lips, turning it to mist. The door slams shut, sealing out the shadows but trapping me in a frozen void, where silence is a weight. The relic is silent, its warmth gone, a dead weight in my hand, useless against the chill. My boots crunch on frost, the only sound in this darkness that feels alive with unseen eyes, watching, waiting for my next mistake, my next surrender. The ground is slick, a mirrored surface reflecting nothing but shadow, a void that mirrors my heart. I move forward, hands outstretched, feeling walls that pulse like frozen flesh, their rhythm a mockery of my own heartbeat. The relic stirs, a faint spark, showing fragments, my sister's grave, my empty hands, my hollow heart, each image a wound that bleeds anew. A gate looms, its bars twisted like frozen vines, dripping with ice that weeps red, staining the ground. I touch the gate, and my hand burns, frostbite and fire in one, a pain that grounds me. It opens, revealing a wasteland of snow and bone, endless and desolate, its air heavy with despair. Figures move in the distance, cloaked, their faces hidden, their presence a weight on my soul. The relic pulses, showing versions of myself, every failure, every loss, their eyes glowing with hate. The wasteland calls, promising rest, but I know it's a lie, a trap woven by the veil. I step through the gate, the relic trembling, my heart pounding, the figures closing in. My sister's shade whispers, "You're already theirs," and I fear she's right. But I move, driven by a need I can't name, deeper into the veil's jaws. The wasteland stretches, a sea of snow and shattered bone, crunching under my boots like brittle hopes. The relic's pulse is faint, like a dying heart, its light barely cutting the gloom that clings like damp rot. The air smells of salt and decay, the sky a bruise, starless and heavy. My sister's shade follows, silent, her presence a weight I can't shake, her fevered eyes haunting me, a reminder of the winter that stole her from me. The figures circle, their cloaks trailing like smoke, their voices a hymn of my sins, every choice, every loss, laid bare. My sister's face flickers in their hoods, accusing, her eyes bleeding black, cutting deeper than any blade. I grip my sword, but it's brittle, cracking in the cold, useless against the choir's malice. The relic shows fragments. My village, ash, my sister, gone, myself, undone, each image a wound that bleeds my resolve. The figures chant, "Join us," their skeletal hands reaching, their touch cold as death. I swing, and the blade shatters, shards falling like tears into the snow. The relic hums, urging me to unmake my fear, to let go of my guilt. I hesitate, my sister's shade whispering, "You'll fall anyway." I focus, and the figures scream, dissolving into snow, their voices lingering in my skull, a haunting dirge. The wasteland shifts, revealing a tower, black and jagged, piercing the bruised sky like a blade. Something watches from above, its gaze a weight that crushes my soul. I move toward the tower, the choirs echo in my ears, knowing I'm prey, marked by the veil's hunger, with nowhere left to run. The tower looms, its stone absorbing light, a monolith of despair that chills my blood. The relic stirs, its pulse stronger, as if waking in the tower's shadow, its heat a faint fire in my palm. The snow crunches, each step heavier, the air thick with iron and ash, stinging my eyes. My sister's shade appears, her form solid, eyes bleeding, her voice sharp. "You can't undo me, Elara." Each word a thorn in my heart, dragging me back to her fevered end. I reach the tower's base, its door a slab of obsidian, carved with runes that writhe like worms, pulsing faintly. My hand hovers, the relic trembling, its heat urging me forward, promising answers or ruin. The door opens, revealing stairs spiraling upward, their edges slick with frost that burns my boots. I climb, the air thinning, colder, each breath a struggle, the tower's walls closing in like a tomb. Whispers follow, my own voice reciting fears I've buried. Failure, loss, the truth that I'm not enough. The relic pulses, showing the tower's secret. It's a prison for what the relic can unmake, a cage for my desires. At the top, a figure waits, cloaked, its presence a weight that crushes my soul, its form shifting, promising truths I fear to hear. The figure's cloak ripples, and the relic burns brighter, as if sensing the end. I step closer, my sword heavy, useless, the air heavy with the scent of blood. The figure's voice is mine, but colder. "You're already here." I know it's right, but I climb, driven by the relic's pull, toward a fate I can't escape. The figure at the tower's peak shifts like smoke, its cloak a veil of shadow that drinks the light. The relic burns, casting jagged patterns on the stone, its light trembling as if afraid. The air tastes of ozone and blood, heavy with dread that presses against my chest. "You've come to unmake," it says, voice a growl, not human, cutting through my resolve like a blade. I raise my broken sword, defiant but shaking, my heart pounding with fear. The figure's cloak falls, revealing my sister's face, but wrong, eyes void, mouth stitched shut, a mockery of her memory. The relic pulses, showing she's not here. The veil uses her to break me, to twist my grief into a weapon. I step closer, and it shifts, becoming me, then others. Everyone I've lost, their faces accusing. "Give me the relic," it says, hand outstretched, fingers skeletal, cold as death. I clutch the relic, its heat searing my palm, grounding me against the figure's lies. The tower shakes, stones cracking like bones, and I swing the sword's hilt, the figure screaming, dissolving into mist. The relic flares, and a trapdoor opens, leading down into darkness, a void that calls to my despair. "You'll lose yourself," its voice echoes, but I jump, the relic my only light. The darkness swallows me, the air cold, heavy with the scent of decay. My sister's shade follows, silent, her presence a wound that won't close. I know I'm not escaping. I'm only moving deeper into the veil's jaws, where every choice is a surrender to its hunger, and I'm not sure who I am anymore. The trapdoor's darkness is absolute, a void that drinks my breath, heavy as despair. The relic sparks, showing flashes of bone and shadow, its light faint, barely cutting the glow. I fall or climb, direction meaningless here, the air thick with the scent of decay. My sister's voice returns, soft, broken. "You're too late, Elara." The walls whisper my fears, accusing, relentless, their pulse alive under my touch, a reminder of the veil's hunger. The descent ends in a chamber, its floor a mirror reflecting nothing, a void that mirrors my heart. The air hums, heavy with rot, and a shape moves, vast, its edges undefined, a presence that crushes my soul. The relic pulses, revealing it as part of the veil, hungry for my will. "Give us the relic," it says, voice a storm in my skull, shaking my resolve. I raise the sword's hilt, but it crumbles to dust, useless against the darkness. The shape laughs, shattering my thoughts, its voice a chorus of my failures. The mirror cracks, and hands reach through, cold, familiar, my hands, my guilt made flesh. I'm fighting myself, my own despair. The relic burns, urging me to unmake, to let go of my pain. I resist, but the shape presses closer, its hunger a mirror of my own, pulling me toward surrender. I run, the relic my only guide, into a tunnel of living shadow, its walls pulsing with veins of light. My sister's shade follows, her eyes voids, her voice a whisper, "You're already theirs." I know she's right, but I move, driven by the relic's pulse, deeper into the veil's heart, where every step is a step closer to my end. The hands pull, their grip iron, dragging me toward the cracked mirror, its shards reflecting my broken self. The relic flares, its light cutting the dark, but it's heavy, draining my strength. The shape looms, shifting my sister, my mother, me, all broken, their faces accusing. "You can't unmake without breaking," it says, voice a chorus of my failures, each word a thorn in my heart. I scream, wrenching free, but the shards cut, blood mixing with glass. The relic shows truths, my sister's death, my guilt, my obsession, each image a wound that bleeds my resolve. I swing the relic, and the shape shrieks, retreating into the darkness. The mirror shatters, each shard a scream, reflecting futures I'll never have, her laughter, my home, a life unmarred. The chamber shakes, walls bleeding black, their pulse quickening like a dying heart, threatening to crush me. I run, the relic guiding me to a tunnel, its floor soft, alive, sucking at my boots. My blood drips, and the ground drinks it, humming with hunger, a predator that knows I'm prey. The shape's laughter follows, a blade in my mind, cutting deeper with every step. The relic urges me to unmake my doubt, to let go of my pain, but I'm not ready, not yet. The tunnel brightens, but I'm not whole, my heart heavy with the weight of what I've seen. My sister's shade lingers, her form fraying, her voice a whisper, you're already lost. I move, driven by the relic's pulse, deeper into the veil's grasp, knowing each step is a surrender to its hunger, a path I can't turn back from. The tunnel breathes, its walls contracting like lungs, each pulse a heartbeat not my own, a reminder of the veil's power. The relic's light steadies, but my blood drips, hissing as the ground consumes it, a sacrifice to the forest hunger. The air is thick, tasting of earth and decay, choking my lungs with every breath. My sister's shade flickers, her form fraying, eyes void, her voice cutting. You're becoming it, Elara, a truth I fear but can't deny. The walls glisten, veined with light that pulses with the relic, as if the forest breathes my fear. Eyes form, embedded, watching mine, or were, their gaze a judgment that strips me bare. I run, the ground soft, sucking at my boots, each step a struggle against the veil's hunger. The relic shows my hands, stained with shadow, not blood, a sign of what I'm becoming, a shadow of my former self. The tunnel opens into a cavern, its ceiling a tangle of roots dripping red, each drop a hiss of pain that echoes in my skull. At the center, a pool, black and still, reflects my face, older, hollow, eyes empty of hope. The eyes in the walls speak. You'll drown in yourself. I hesitate, the water rippling, something vast moving below, its presence a weight on my soul. I step toward the pool, unable to resist, the relic pulling me closer, its hunger growing with every beat. My sister's shade watches, her hands outstretched, her voice a whisper, you're already theirs. I clutch the relic, my only anchor, knowing I'm not ready to fall, but the veil's hunger is relentless, and I fear it already owns me. The pool's surface is glass, reflecting my face, but not my eyes. Only void stare back, chilling my soul. The relic hums, its light dim, as if afraid of the cavern's gloom. The roots drip, their red hissing like curses, stinging my skin where they fall. My sister's shade stands at the pool's edge, her form solid, hands bleeding black, her voice sharp. You can't bring me back, Elara. Each word a blade that cuts deeper than the thorns, dragging me back to her fevered end. I kneel, the water cold, alive, whispering loss, hunger, surrender, its voice a tide pulling at my heart. The relic pulses, showing it can unmake but also remake, in ways I can't control, a power I fear to wield. My sister's shade kneels beside me, her touch ice, burning my skin. You're not her, I whisper, but my chest aches with doubt, my memories blurring with the veil's lies, twisting my truth. The water moves, a hand breaking its surface, pale, clawed, grabbing my wrist with a grip that burns. I scream, the relic flaring, and the hand dissolves, but the pool surges, waves crashing, pulling me under. The cavern shakes, roots snapping like bones, and my sister's voice laughs, a sound that breaks me, echoing in my skull. I clutch the relic, my lifeline, as I'm dragged deeper, the water's hunger a mirror of my own. I thrash, my vision blurring, the relic slipping from my grasp, its light fading. The pool's call is relentless, promising answers I fear, pulling me toward a truth I can't face. I break free, crawling to the shore, the relic's pulse faint but enough. The shade watches, silent, and I know I'm not hers anymore. I'm the veil's, marked by its hunger, with no way back. The water pulls me under, its cold a blade in my bones, crushing my chest with relentless hunger. The relic's light fades, but I clutch it, my fingers numb, its heat a faint pulse against my skin. The pool is alive, its currents a mind twisting my thoughts, whispering my name in a voice not my own. I see my sister, her face dissolving into the dark, her voice accusing, you failed. I kick, desperate, the relic burning my hand, my only anchor in the tide's grasp. The relic flares, and the water shrieks, parting, spitting me onto a shore of black sand, coarse and biting. The air is heavy with salt and ash, choking my lungs, and my sister's shade watches, eyes empty, her form fraying. "You're not done," she says, her voice a knife in my heart. I stand, dripping, the relic heavy, its pulse weak but alive, urging me forward, away from the pool's relentless call. The shore curves, leading to a cliff overlooking a sea of mist, its depths swallowing light like a void. The relic hums, showing my sister's grave, my empty hands, my heart breaking anew. The tide's echo follows, a reminder of the pool's reach, its hunger a tide pulling at my soul. I walk, each step heavier, the relic's light flickering, the mist curling around me like a shroud, promising rest or ruin. Footsteps echo behind me, slow, deliberate, and I know the veil is not done with me. My sister's shade lingers, her presence a weight, her voice a whisper. "You're already theirs." I move toward the cliff, the relic urging me forward, my heart torn between hope and despair, knowing I'm marked by the veil's hunger, with no escape from its jaws. The black sand crunches, mixed with bone fragments that cut my boots, each step a reminder of my fragility. The relic's pulse is faint, like a dying heart, its light barely cutting the gloom that clings like damp rot. The air smells of salt and decay, the sky a bruise, starless and heavy with despair. My sister's shade follows, silent, her presence a weight I can't shake, her fevered eyes haunting me, a wound that bleeds with every thought. The path of bones leads to a cliff, its edge jagged, overlooking a sea of mist that swallows light like a void. The relic stirs, showing fragments, my village, ash, my sister, gone, my hands, broken, each image a shard of my guilt. The cliff calls, whispering rest, but I know it's a lie, a trap woven by the veil's hunger. I step closer, and the mist parts, revealing skeletal ships, their sails tattered, chanting my name in a chorus of despair. The relic hums, urging me to unmake my fear, to let go of my pain. I hesitate, my sister's shade whispering, "You'll fall anyway." She's gone when I turn, but her voice lingers, cutting deeper than any blade. The bones shift, forming a stare into the mist, each step a gamble against the abyss. I descend, the relic my only light, the sea's call growing louder, pulling at my soul. The mist thickens, and the relic's pulse quickens, as if sensing what lies below. Footsteps echo behind me, slow and deliberate, a reminder that the veil watches, waiting for my fall. I move, driven by a need I can't name, deeper into the mist's embrace, knowing each step is a surrender to the veil's relentless hunger. The mist swallows me, thick as grief, its chill seeping into my bones, freezing my breath. The relic's light flickers, barely cutting the haze, each step a crunch on the bone stairs that lead nowhere. My sister's voice lingers, accusing, "You're losing yourself, Elara." The relic pulses, showing my face, hollow, eyes shadowed, a stranger's, a reflection of what the veil is making me. I move, the air heavy with salt and despair, pulling at my heart. The stairs end at a dock, rottenwood jutting into a sea of mist, its surface still as death. A boat waits, its hull carved with runes that bleed red, glowing faintly, a warning or a promise. I step aboard, the relic heavy, and the boat moves, guided by no, or cutting through the mist like a blade. Voices rise, my family, my failures, calling from the fog, their words a tide that threatens to drown me. The relic burns, urging me to unmake my guilt, to let go of my pain. Hands reach from the mist, skeletal, cold, their fingers brushing my arms. I swing my sword's hilt, and they dissolve, but the mist thickens, choking my lungs. The boat stops at an island, its shore lined with skulls, their sockets glowing with sickly light, watching me, judging me. I step off, the relic trembling, its pulse quickening as the skulls chant my name. Something watches from the island's center, its presence a weight that crushes my soul. My sister's shade follows, her voice a whisper, "You're already theirs." I move, driven by the relic's pull, deeper into the mist's embrace, knowing I'm not escaping, only surrendering. The skulls grin, their sockets glowing with faint, sickly light that stings my eyes. The relic pulses, its heat weak, as if drained by the island's presence, its weight heavy in my hand. The air is thick, tasting of ash and salt, pressing against my skin like a shroud. My sister's shade stands at the shore, her hands outstretched, her voice sharp. You can't escape, Elara. Each word a blade that cuts deeper than the thorns, dragging me back to her fevered end. I move inland, where trees of bone twist toward a sky of smoke, their branches sharp as knives, cutting the air. The relic shows truths, my sister's death, my obsession, my unraveling, each image a wound that bleeds my resolve. A shrine looms, its altar piled with skulls, their eyes watching, unblinking, their gaze a judgment I can't escape. I approach, the relic burning, its pulse urging me forward, toward a truth I fear to face. The skulls chant, their voices a storm, calling my name, Elara, in a chorus of despair. The relic hums, urging me to unmake my pain, to let go of my guilt. I raise it, and the skulls scream, crumbling to dust, their voices lingering in my skull. The shrine shakes, and a door opens, leaking shadow, a promise or a trap. I step through, the relic my anchor, the air colder, heavier with despair. The shadow clings to me, chilling my bones, and my sister's shade follows, her form fraying, her voice a whisper. You're already lost. I know she's right, but I move, driven by the relic's pull, deeper into the veil's heart, where every step is a surrender to its hunger, a path I can't turn back from. The door's shadow clings to me, cold as death, its weight pulling at my soul like a tide. The relic's light is a spark, barely alive, flickering in the dark that surrounds me. The air smells of iron and fear, choking my lungs with every breath. My sister's shade follows, her eyes voids, silent but accusing, her presence a wound that won't close. The relic pulses, showing my heart, cracked, bleeding, a reflection of what I'm becoming. The path narrows, walls closing in, carved with hands that reach, grabbing my cloak, my skin, their touch cold as ice. I swing the relic, its light flaring, and the hands burn, the walls screaming, blood seeping from their cracks. I run, the shade's laughter chasing me, a sound that cuts deeper than thorns, echoing in my skull. The path opens into a chamber, its ceiling a dome of bone, dripping red, each drop a hiss of pain. A figure waits, cloaked, its face hidden, its presence a weight that crushes my soul. You've come to unmake, it says, voice mine but crueler, twisting my fears. I raise the relic, and it laughs, stepping closer, its form shifting into my sister's, her eyes pleading. I hesitate, the relic burning, its pulse urging me to act, but my heart falters, torn between love and dread. The chamber shakes, and the figure shifts again, becoming me, its smile sharp as a blade. You're already undone, it says, and I know it's right. I step forward, the relic my only anchor, the air colder, heavier, the veil's hunger a constant weight, pulling me toward a fate I can't avoid, deeper into its jaws. The figure wears my sister's face, but its smile is wrong, too sharp, too knowing, a mockery of her memory. The relic pulses, its light dim, trembling in the chamber's gloom, its heat a faint pulse against my skin. The bone dome drips, each drop hissing like a curse, stinging my skin. Give me the relic, it says, voice hers but laced with venom, cutting through my resolve. I grip it tighter, its heat grounding me against the figure's lies. The figure steps closer, and I see my reflection in its eyes, broken, empty, a shadow of myself. The relic shows truths. I've been chasing her, not the relic's power, a futile quest to undo my guilt. The dome cracks, bones falling like rain, their clatter a dirge that drowns my thoughts. I swing the relic, and the figure screams, dissolving into smoke, but the chamber shakes, the floor tilting, threatening to swallow me whole. A door appears, its frame pulsing with light, a promise or a trap. I push through, the air heavy with ash, choking my lungs. My sister's shade is gone, but I feel her inside me, a wound that won't close, her fevered eyes haunting my every step. The relic hums, urging me to unmake my pain, to let go of my guilt. But I'm not ready. Not yet. The path beyond is dark, the air colder, heavier with despair. The relic's pulse quickens, as if sensing what lies ahead, and I know I'm close to something answers or ruin. The veil watches, its hunger a constant weight, pulling me deeper into its jaws, where every choice is a surrender to its power. The corridor stretches, its walls gray with ash that falls like snow, stinging my eyes and choking my throat. The relic's light flickers, weak, barely cutting the haze that clings like despair. My boots leave prints in the ash, each step stirring whispers, my name, my sins, my sister's voice among them, accusing, "You're losing yourself." The air is thick, heavy with burned dreams, pulling at my heart like a tide, threatening to drown me. The corridor narrows, walls pressing close, etched with faces, mine, hers, strangers, all watching, silent, their eyes voids of despair. The relic pulses, showing fragments, her laughter, my failure, my unraveling, each image a wound that bleeds my resolve. I hear footsteps, not mine, echoing behind me, slow and deliberate, a reminder that the veil is always watching, waiting for my fall. A door looms, its frame cracked, leaking smoke that smells of charred bone, acrid and choking. I push it open, and the ash swirls, swallowing me, its sting burning my skin. The footsteps stop, and the relic's light dies, leaving me blind in the dark. I step forward, the relic heavy, its pulse urging me on, toward a fate I can't see but know I can't escape. The air grows colder, the ash settling, and my sister's shade follows, her presence a weight I can't shake. The veil's hunger is everywhere, pulling at my soul, and I know I'm not escaping. I'm only moving closer to its jaws, where every step is a surrender to its power, a path I can't turn back from. The darkness is absolute, a weight crushing my chest, choking my breath with despair. The relic is silent, its warmth gone, a dead weight in my hand, useless against the void. My boots scuff stone, the only sound in this darkness that feels alive with unseen eyes, watching, judging. My sister's voice is replaced by my own, whispering, "You're nothing." I move forward, hands outstretched, feeling walls that pulse like flesh, their rhythm a mockery of my own heartbeat. The walls part, and I stumble into a chamber, its air thick with decay, heavy as a shroud. The relic sparks, casting faint light on a floor of cracked skulls, their sockets glowing with sickly green, staring up at me. The air hums, a chorus of my failures, her fevered cries, my useless hands, each note a blade in my heart. I grip the relic, its pulse faint but enough to ground me, though my hands tremble, stained with shadow, a sign of what I'm becoming. A figure forms from the dark, its shape fluid, wearing my face but twisted, eyes void and cruel. "You seek to unmake," it says, voice a storm of my fears, cutting deeper than thorns. I swing the relic, and it laughs, dissolving into mist, but the skulls chant, their voices rising, calling my name, Elara, in a dirge of despair. The chamber shakes, cracks widening, and I run toward an unseen exit, the relic's heat my only guide. The air grows colder, the skulls chant following, a weight pulling at my soul. My sister's shade appears, her form fraying, her voice a whisper, "You're already theirs." I know she's right, but I move, driven by the relic's pull, deeper into the veil's heart, where every step is a surrender to its hunger, a path I can't turn back from. The chamber opens into a vast hollow, its ceiling a dome of roots dripping black sap, each drop hissing like a curse. The relic burns, its light casting shadows that writhe like serpents, their edges sharp as my guilt. At the center, an altar pulses, its stone veined with light, a heartbeat that shakes my bones. My sister's shade lingers, her eyes voids, her voice sharp. This is the end, Elara, each word a wound, dragging me back to her fevered end. I approach the altar, the relic heavy, its heat searing my palm, urging me to act, to unmake my pain. The air is thick with ash and blood, choking my lungs, and the roots tighten overhead, as if the veil breathes my fear. The altar's light shows truths. My sister's death, my obsession, my unraveling, each image a shard that bleeds my resolve. I reach out, fingers trembling, and the altar hums, promising power or ruin, I can't tell which. A figure rises from the altar, cloaked in shadow, its face mined but broken, eyes glowing with malice. Give it to me, it says, voice a chorus of my failures, cutting deeper than any blade. I swing the relic, and it screams, dissolving, but the altar cracks, blood seeping, pooling at my feet. The chamber shakes, roots snapping, and I clutch the relic, my only anchor, knowing I'm not escaping this place. The air grows colder, the altar's pulse quickening, as if sensing my choice. My sister's shade watches, silent, her presence a weight I can't shake. I step back, the relic urging me to run, but the veil's hunger is relentless, pulling me deeper into its jaws, where every choice is a surrender to its power. The altar's blood pools, its iron tang choking the air, stinging my eyes as I back away. The relic burns brighter, its pulse a storm in my veins, urging me to unmake everything. Her death, my guilt, myself. The chamber trembles, roots crashing like bones, their sound a dirge that drowns my thoughts. My sister's shade stands before the altar, her form solid, eyes bleeding black, her voice a blade. You'll lose yourself, Elara, a truth I can't deny. The figure reforms, its cloak shadow, its face shifting. My sister, me, everyone I've lost, their eyes accusing. Use the relic, it says, voice a chorus of despair, pulling at my soul. I raise it, and the chamber screams, light erupting, blinding me. The relic shows my sister, alive, laughing, but the image twists, she's gone, and I'm hollow, a husk wielding power I can't control. The figure laughs, and I swing, shattering it into mist, but the altar cracks wider, blood surging. I fall to my knees, the relic slipping, its heat searing my skin, grounding me against the chaos. The roots tighten, the chamber collapsing, and I know the price. To unmake her death, I unmake myself. I clutch the relic, tears burning, and choose, the light flaring, consuming everything. My pain, my hope, my name. The veil hums, satisfied, its hunger sated, but I'm not sure what I've become. The air stills, the roots silent, and I stand, alone, the relic cold in my hand. My sister's shade is gone, but her absence is a wound that won't close. I move toward a faint light, the veil's heart open, its jaws waiting, knowing I've paid but not escaped, not truly. The light ahead is faint, a cold star in the veil's heart, promising nothing but more darkness. The relic is cold, its pulse gone, a dead weight that mirrors my heart. The air is heavy with ash and silence, pressing against my skin like a shroud. My sister's absence is a void, her laughter a memory I can't reclaim, her fevered into wound that defines me. I walk, each step heavier, the veil's hunger sated but still watching, waiting for my final fall. The chamber opens, endless, its walls fading into mist, the ground soft as decayed flesh. Shadows linger, formless, their eyes glowing faintly, judging me, knowing me. The relic stirs, showing fragments, my village, ash, my hands, empty, my soul, undone. I see myself, a hollow, marked by the veil, no longer Elara but something else, something it made. The mist parts, revealing a throne of bone, empty, waiting, its presence a weight that crushes my soul. I approach, the relic trembling, its light dead, but its pull relentless, urging me to sit, to claim its power or surrender. The shadows whisper my name, a chorus of my failures, and I feel the veil's jaws close around me, its hunger a tide I can't escape. I sit, the throne cold, and the mist screams, the world fracturing, my memories dissolving, her face, my home, my name, all gone. The veil is silent, its hunger gone, and I am nothing, a shadow on a throne, the relic dust in my hand. I know I've unmade her death, but the cost was me, my soul consumed by the veil's heart. There's no light, no sister, only the endless dark, and I wonder if I was ever anything but its prey.